Paisley finally made it to Las Vegas with the BYU women's basketball team. The triple bye, well-earned, well-deserved, but you kind of have to wait a while to play. So what are your emotions like as you watch a bunch of the other teams playing conference before you finally get on the floor?
Yeah, so I've been watching the games for like the past 2 days, and I'm just itching to get back out on this court. It's like a beautiful court. I think it's really nice. And so I'm just ready to get out there and play. We have, I think, 2 more days, today and then Sunday, and then Monday we'll be able to get on the court. So I'm so excited.
You've already made some great memories in this building, on this floor, but last year, a bitter taste for sure, losing on a questionable buzzer beater at the hands of Gonzaga. How much does that play in the back of your minds and motivate you now this year?
I mean, I have been in this championship game twice now, and I won one and I lost one, and I'm trying to end on good notes. So yeah, I haven't thought too much about last year's loss, just because we were able to go to the NCAA the next week. We found out we were, which was that was a great surprise. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be a lot harder on myself and my team, making sure we're doing everything correct in our games to make sure nothing is even close to being a slip up this year.
How do you handle the proverbial rust that the team may have because you've had an extended layoff? Though you have gone through this earlier this year because of a COVID shutdown. So what have you learned from that, and what are you going to do this time around?
I mean, every single day that we have practice, our team's so competitive that we're always going at each other. So, I mean, we're used to it. We play each other so tough, maybe the toughest we've played against all season. So it's really fun. Practices are great, and I think that's what is the best for us. I mean, we don't have one tomorrow, but we'll try and do a little bit of yoga or something to stay fresh.
Okay, your team received the all-conference honors. I know that there was a little bit of an issue, at least internally, with Tegan not being honored on one of those teams. How do you handle that emotionally, and how do you boost her morale if it's down at all?
Well, she made honorable mention, which was amazing, but I think every single one of our starters and even Sarah should have been mentioned and given some credit, just because of how amazing our team is this year and everything they've done to contribute. So, I don't know, I really wish Maria had gotten some conference recognition, because she deserves it. She's played so tough in this league for the past 5 years. So I wish she would have got a little something, but I know she's going to show out to this whole week in this tournament. So I'm excited for her.
You match up with Portland, who survived today. They beat LMU, who kind of had a Cinderella run going. Obviously, Portland's only one of 2 teams to have beaten you head-to-head. So how does that factor into your preparation and how you approach that game with them?
I mean, I kind of think back to last year. We lost to San Francisco, one of our last games. It was our last game of the season, and we lost them. And we came into the tournament, we played them and beat them by, I think, 40 or something like that. So I hope it's something similar to that. We've worked a lot on how we can feel more comfortable in their press and in their zone, and I think we've been able to do that this week. I'm super excited to play them, and I'm glad we get to play them and have our redemption. So, and maybe show them that night was just a little off night for us.
What is the key to handling their pressure? Because it's constant and almost annoying if you have to play against it all game long.
Patience. That's what Lee and Juddy and all our coaches have been telling us all week. Be patient. Almost let someone get trapped where you can come and help them and be to the rescue to get in front of them. So it's just patience. I think that's a big thing for us this week, and just making the right play, making the easy play, and not trying to make the home run pass.
Paisley Harding is with us on BYU Sports Nation, getting set to take on Portland in the semifinals of the West Coast Conference. Paisley, when you look at a number 17 national ranking and a projected 5 seed, I know you try and block that out and just focus on one game at a time, but how do you balance that personally when the national accolades are kind of rolling in for this team?
I love the ESPN app. I get notifications every single time. I'm always looking at bracketology. I love stuff like that. But, I mean, it's all every single game that's ahead of us is what's really important, and I think our team knows that. It's so fun to have this national recognition, because I think we deserve it. I think we're a really great team, and we've really built on our success. So I'm really happy for my team that we get to have that and maybe kind of feel a little glamorous.
There are a lot of people that, while you are ranked and are pacing for a 5 seed, feel like maybe you're not getting enough respect. Do you buy into that? And if so, does it fuel you somehow?
I know the politics of life. I've felt them, and so I think it's just part of the game. It's part of life. We might think really highly of ourselves, and maybe other people do, our fans, but what really matters is what the people that are writing down our numbers is doing. So, I mean, I don't try to get too caught up into that. So I like to fire at my team sometimes, like, you guys are going to hate this, but it's whatever. It is what it is. Just the fact that we have a chance to go to the NCAA tournament again, and we know that for sure is a really cool blessing to have, and I'm excited.
How are you handling the emotions of this all as a senior?
It's weird because I know this will be my last time playing on this court, and then all we have left is the NCAA tournament, and I'm like, okay, well, that's college for me. Like, that's it. That's what I dreamt of when I was a little high schooler. So it's kind of surreal. I'm really happy with what I've been able to do so far at BYU. I hope I can do a little bit more, but yeah, it's a blessing to be able to have the success I've had and the career I've had, and I'm just really happy with what I've done and the person I've become. So it'll be good. It's just going to be weird. Like, that's the word I just keep using.
Your coach has called you the toughest player he's ever coached. How do you feel about that honor, if you will, from the lips of your coach?
Well, he's got something right, I guess. Just kidding. No.
Oh, look who it is.
What are you doing? What is she saying about me?
She's saying you're an amazing coach and that she agrees with you. She's the toughest player you've ever coached.
Well, I agree with that, too. She is the toughest. No, what a joy to coach this young lady. I've been so lucky for 5 years to coach Paisley, and there's not a kid that works harder than her and listens, and she's gotten better every year. So she's looking forward to this tournament.
So are we. And while I have both of you here, let me issue a double dose of the BYU Sports Nation karma. Okay? Full dose for you, Paisley, and a full dose for you, Juddy. We'll take care of business against Portland. Thanks for the time.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Good to have you.
Thanks, Spencer.